Thanks for joining us here on the Bearcats Sports Network. We're catching up with McKendree football coach Mike Babcock. And Coach, let's start with last Saturday's contest at home against Missouri S&T. Perhaps the Bearcats' best all-around effort of the season, a 40-7 victory over the Miners. McKendree scores on its first two possessions. The offense gets in gear, a season-high rushing yards. The defense with 8 quarterback sacks. Even special teams, Stephen O'Block with 4 field goals. It seemed like every phase clicked for the Bearcats.
Yeah, I think obviously a great team win. You know, guys were excited to play the game and get into it, especially since we knew that last year's game kind of got away from us, and I think we had a little bit of extra juice for Missouri S&T. But at the end of the day, it was a great job on all sides, and was able to come away with the win.
Great team effort all around, as you mentioned, but also some noticeable individual performances offensively. Preston Thompson subbing for an injured Cheyenne Edwards after the first series, a career-high 105 yards, 1 touchdown, and he really seemed to follow his blocks well on Saturday.
Yeah, you know, we talk about, next guy up. You know, injuries happen, and you never know when you're going to get your chance, and, this was Preston's time, and with a great running back like Cheyenne going down, the nice thing is Preston was able to come in and really not miss a beat and really had a lot of great runs, a couple touchdown runs, and really those extra hard yards, making guys miss. I think he did a very nice job kind of leading our running attack. And anytime you have 265 yards on the ground, I mean, it's, the O-line is doing their job and making, keeping their blocks and being able to break those running backs in the open.
Defensively, Bearcats get Lucky Barr back after missing a few weeks, and it didn't seem like he missed a beat. He had 3 of the Bearcats, 8 sacks on the day, and it seemed like McKendree was able to get consistent pressure on the Missouri S&T quarterback.
Yeah, I thought our D-line did a great job, and especially Lucky after taking, 2.5 games off and being able to come on back and, get right back into what he does good, and that's find his way to the quarterback. Again, they did a real nice job. I mean, anytime you have 8 sacks in a game, really says something. And the way our defense was able to play the entire game and really only hold them to 7 points, says a lot about our D. It was kind of the bend, don't break, but I thought they did a real nice job of kind of finishing drives and being able to come away with only 7 points out of the game.
And those 8 sacks were a season high for the Bearcats defensive unit, who held Missouri S&T. It was a season low for the McKendree defense, 250 plus yards. Just a great all-around effort, 3 takeaways as well.
Absolutely. It was fantastic. I think S&T actually finished with 6 rushing yards as well. So anytime you can hold a team to under 100, let alone 6, it's a pretty good day defensively.
Even on special teams, we talked about Stephen O'Block. He matched a school record with 4 field goals, set a school record with 16 points for a kicker, and that's a guy who I know he's had his moments for the Bearcats, but really seemed to be in the flow on Saturday.
Yeah, Steve did a great job of just being kind of automatic, and that's really what Steve was. I think he stumbled a little bit earlier in the year and kind of got his mental focus out of whack a little bit, but he sure's found it. I thought he had a tremendous day, not just on field goals and PATs. He had a couple great kickoffs as well that we were able to get the ball back on, and again, just a tremendous job by Steve. He's really coming into his own, and you expect nothing less from a 4-year starting senior kicker, so hopefully we can finish it out for him.
The Bearcats remain perfect at home, 5-0 now on the year. They go on the road for their next 2 games, starting with this Saturday's contest at Lincoln University. Lincoln, a team, you got to throw the record out the door. It's a team that's very dangerous, a very athletic team, and a team that is capable of putting points on the board.
Absolutely. This is a very dangerous team. Watching them both offensively and defensively, they've got athletes on both sides. They're also, missing their head coach as well. Mike Jones ended up stepping down a couple weeks ago, and you never can tell what happens or who's going to show up on Saturday when those things happen. Plus, for us going on the road, that's something that we've struggled in a little bit this year, and that's something that we need to get back into winning, actually winning on the road. Great teams can win on the road, and we're definitely trying to go 1-0 for the week.
The Bearcats going into a somewhat unfamiliar setting. The fact they're playing on a natural grass surface on Saturday, the lone foray on the grass for McKendree this year. Does that really play with the mindset at all of the team?
Sometimes at the end of the day, it's still 100 yards. You still got to get 10 yards to get a first down. So at the end of the day, it's just execution. It's throwing and catching, staying on blocks, keeping our feet, being able to make tackles on defense and get some takeaways. So at the end of the day, it's all about execution.
Bearcats have been able to fight through injuries, a 2-game losing streak, are able to get themselves 5-3 heading into this final 3-game stretch beginning at Lincoln. What is the focus going into these final 3 games, Coach?
Really, it's all about doing your job, doing your assignment. Again, just execution at a high level. You know, we're hurt a little bit with the injury bug, but at the end of the day, the next guy's got to step up and be able to not only play as good, but hopefully better than the guy that was in front of him. So just keep grinding, keep pushing. You know, let's find a way to finish this thing out.
Coach, good luck on Saturday.
Appreciate it.
We will have the audio broadcast of the McKendree-Lincoln game live on the Bearcats Sports Network at glvcsn.com/McKendree, beginning with the pregame show at 1:45 p.m.